Here we are, we're live, and I'm not prepared for this. Where's my remote? There it is. So I always tell you guys, God talks to me, but He didn't talk to me the right. So I'm gonna tell you a little conversation I just had outside. So I'm having a smoke, and like most times, I'm just like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. This sucks. I don't want to go home. All of a sudden, this voice comes over me. Just where is home? And I don't know. And then it says, keep acting like Jesus and find out. You know what I mean? And all these other people get this frilly little message, and I'm just like, this is what I get to deal with. I'm like, hey, God, like America's got their savior Trump. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna save the children. So what do I really got to go on? But then there's my country. It's super fucked. But that's Ken. Is Trump the man that he says he is? Or is he the bad guy? Who knows? I don't like some of the things he says. I don't know. I think he gets some bad advice or whatever it is. Come on. Anybody who's watching this has to admit, Kenneth Copeland is probably not a great man. He's probably a deceiver. You know what I mean? How could Donald Trump say, like, hey, I want this man? But then again, maybe he just looked at like how many people follow Kenneth and those were potential votes and doesn't really matter who stands up for him as long as you're gonna get him votes. You know what I mean? That's the name of the game. I'm just not a big Kenneth Copeland fan. You know what I mean? I don't think he's riding with Jesus. I mean, you'd have to go watch the interviews yourself. Like when he says he has to have two private planes because he can't be flying with demons. I don't know. Is that the way you talk about God's people? Demons in a tube? You gotta live in the lap of luxury and I don't he does weird things like drink blood and it's all sorts fucking weird, but that's a great man to fucking Donald Trump. See, gotta really watch what you say. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't think Kenneth is doing well. Like, I think he's servicing the devil. I think he is servicing the devil. But hey, I was really hoping, Uncle Will, you kicking about, bud? Hold on. Went from 4 to 1. Like, what's going on here? I just want to talk about Marwood Metal. Marwood International, you guys could call them and find out if I am a crazy person, you know what I mean? You could say, "This guy runs around and he's just fucking spreading fucking shit about you people." It's almost sickening. It's like he's being your victim. No. That's what you guys like to think. No, this is fighting for what's right. Because here's the thing. I know what they did to me. You know what I mean? I know what they did to me mentally. I know what they were able to do to me physically, and it just doesn't feel right to let it go and let someone else get hurt because I just talk tailed and run. You know what I mean? I've been fighting. Sooner or later, I'll get to face these people, and it's gonna be a fucking nightmare for them, I think. But hey, you know what I mean? He's all sorts of fucked up. What else was I gonna talk about today? Oh, I was watching Candace was talking about this too, where where Kamala paid Beyonce, like if that's real, $10 million to not even sing, just lip service. Like if you got to pay someone $10 million to fucking endorse you and tell everybody how wonderful you are, you're not wonderful. That should be for free, you know what I mean? It's for the world, right? Is Beyonce that fucking selfish that she would even take $10 million to help womankind? Is that what it takes? Like, she's out there for the women, right? Why the fuck would Beyonce have to take $10 million to try and encourage Americans to do the right fucking thing? But then again, some of these celebrities think they're better than everybody else, eh? You know what I mean? But all right. Remember when Kanye told us that Jay-Z and P. Diddy were feds? I say this all the time. Fuck my country. I'm telling you guys, I'm afraid they're gonna hate Americans for it because people just aren't smart enough to take a look at the truth. You guys got your borders all right, and I too, I love him. I wish he was in my country. I would like he seems mean, but I think he just tells the truth. He wants what's best for his country. So I do have this really bad feeling that all these immigrants that are currently in the US, as it approaches to Donald Trump getting into office, they're not going to want to leave North America. So there's only one place to go. But my deputy prime minister, who works for the WEF, tells us not to worry about it. You know what I mean? But I'm a little worried. So therefore, we'll just blame it on him, right? We'll blame it on Trump. And hey, I'm gonna go. I'll come back later. I know I got one person on here, and I'm probably I gotta go. I'll be back in a little bit.